bullish just within the daily resistance formed previously. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, what we can see, we have the most recent 4-hour support formed around 1936,400. The most recent 4-hour weekly resistance formed around 1945,600. Drop it down to the hourly time frame, and now we can clearly see we have some sort of a range on the hourly. So we have the most recent 1-hour support formed around 1942. The most recent 1-hour resistance formed all the way up to 1947,500. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, the 30-minute time frame we have the same level of support and resistance, and that's the same on the 50-minute time frame. Matter of fact, we can just adjust this 50-minute resistance to 1947,900, and this could become the no trade zone. So the potential buys could be above 1947,900, potential sells could be below 1942, or even just slightly below this level, so 1941,900, and this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys, since the daily is bullish. Now here's the thing, so the daily is bullish, but the daily seems to be retracing from the 1950s. More likely will be closing just within this daily resistance. So now the question is, are we going to see a continuation to the upside? Let's have a look on the weekly. The weekly price is approaching a weekly resistance around 1961,700. Dropping down to the daily time frame, we have clean traffic all the way up to 1964. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, and what we can see on the left, we have this 4-hour retracement, which matches with this previous 4-hour support around 1954,800. Dropping down to the hourly time frame, we have an hourly resistance in here. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, since price is actually tapping into these levels, would be ideal to look at the let's say the high time frame targets. So I'd say the first target for buys, let's have a look again. So we have this previous daily support formed previously around 1954,800 that matches with this previous 4-hour support and matches with this 4-hour retracement. So I'd say the first target for buys could potentially be 1954,800, targeting this for our previous support. The second target for buys, now we have this weekly resistance formed around 1961,700, and that's a decent resistance, I'd say. Looking at the daily time frame, looking on the recent price action, we have a daily resistance just above this level. Now, the thing is, the monthly is coming to an end as well. I would say to have it, because we have clean traffic on the 4-hour time frame. Let's have a look on the hourly. On the hourly, we have this hourly resistance. Now, I would say, so I'd say the first target could be this 1954,800. The second target for buys could potentially be 1961,700, targeting this daily. The weekly resistance formed on the that was on the last weekly candle of July 2023. And now to look for potential sells and going back to the daily. So now obviously anticipation is for a retracement. Looking at the daily, dropping down to the 4-hour time frame. Looking at the 4-hour, we have this 4-hour support around 1936,400. Before this 4-hour support, we have this previous 4-hour resistance around 1938,300. Drop it down to the hourly time frame. Clean traffic on the left, all the way down to this previous 1-hour resistance. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, clean traffic on the left. I'd say the first target for sales could potentially be 1938, or even actually we have this decent 4-hour support. So the first target for sales could potentially be 1936,400, targeting this 4-hour support. And that's actually a decent range as well. So that's 56 pip range. So looking at the second target for sales now, looking at the daily, and the next level we have this clean traffic on a daily time frame. And this could become a wick fill on the low time frame. So the first thing we can see, we have this previous 4-hour resistance around 1926,100, and that's a big range. So for that case, in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to refer to the previous analysis, so the previous level of resistance. The first thing we can see is we have this daily rejection. Just going to put a line to where this daily rejection is, around 1930, looking at the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour, we have this previous 4-hour resistance formed around 1930,700. And then even when you drop down to the lower time frame, still clean traffic on the left. I would say the second target for sells could potentially be 1930-600, targeting this previous 4-hour resistance formed previously.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.